Hey YouTube, if the reactions from the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion and the reactions of the guilty verdict for Tory Lane, if those reactions have not opened your eyes to show you how black men as a collective truly feel about black women as a collective, I don't know what will. A part of me is not shocked, but a part of me is shocked because at least for a while they were pretending to care. At least for a while they were pretending to be pro-black, which it's pretty much exposed at this point that pro-black for black men literally just means pro-black man. When you see a black man who claims to be woke or pro-black or conscious, understand that he is not pro-black for the entire black community. He is not pro-black for black women. He is not pro-black for LGBTQ black people. He is simply pro-black for men only, black men only. And people need to understand that. Um, but like I said, at least for a while, they were at least pretending to care for the black community as a whole. But over time, they've been exposing themselves for who they truly are. And to be honest with y'all, I have seen a rise in incels on social media. At first, they would be confined to their own forums, like on Reddit and stuff like that. They would have their own community where they just, converse amongst themselves. But now they are pretty much invading all platforms on social media. You cannot go on a post these days on any platform without seeing a bunch of incels just spewing their hatred for women and spewing their hatred for, you know, their desire for women to be subdued and conquered and just encouraging violence towards women, period. So, as a whole, you're seeing more Nick sales everywhere. And especially with this case with Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Megan needs to divest from Blackistan. And not just Megan, but I feel like all black women who love themselves, who want better for themselves, um who want a better life, who want to be safer, who want to be happier. I understand that not all black women are going to divest from the black community, simply because some of them are the female version of these knickknacks who hate black women. You have mammies and pygmies out there who, although they are black women themselves, they hate other women and other black women just as much as black men do. And those women belong in Blackistan. They belong where they are. They are the lapdogs and the mules and the fucking guard dogs of black men. It's their job to mule and cape for them. It's their job to attack other women for them. And they are happily in that place. So I'm not talking about those women. Y'all stay in Blackistan where y'all want to be. I'm talking about the black women who love themselves, who have more value for themselves, who want a better life, who don't want a struggle life, who don't want to live a hard life, who don't want to live a violent life. Women who want to have peace, women who want to have happiness, women who want to have love, women who want to just live life to the fullest. If this shit right here does not encourage you to divest from Blackistan, I don't know what will. And frankly, Megan Thee Stallion should look at this and say, this is not the industry for me. This is not the genre for me. I saw this video today, one of many videos of black men just bashing Megan. And in that video, it has since come out that Tory Lanez is guilty. The evidence presented in court was enough to charge him and convict him of shooting that girl and having an unregistered weapon inside of a vehicle. So this nigga is guilty, right? And people were bashing Megan way before the trial, way before the guilty verdict. And they're still bashing her afterwards. So in that video, the man pretty much said that if Megan hadn't have slept with Tory Lanez, then she and Kelsey wouldn't have been fighting and he wouldn't have had to shoot her. pretty much just straight up just called her a liar with his chest, with so much hate in his voice, with so much anger in his voice. Called her a liar, called her a nasty woman, said that she's a dirty woman for sleeping with her friend's man. And that if she hadn't have done what she did, Tory Lanez wouldn't have shot her. And this is the mindset of black men, okay? Of the collective of black men. Their way of resolving conflict. Mind y'all, I don't know if Megan was sleeping with Tory Lanez. She said she wasn't, but he said he was sleeping with her. I don't know. I know black men lie a lot, but Megan could have lied as well. I don't know about sleeping with him. To me, that just doesn't matter. But this is the mindset of black men. Their way of resolving conflict is to use violence. Okay? Tory Lanez was ignored by August Alsina. And instead of just brushing it off and just moving on about his day, he decided to follow August Alsina out of that building and attack him. There was a dispute in the car with Megan Thee Stallion, Kelsey, and Tory. And out of all things this man could have done, he chose to let her get out of the car. And as she's walking away from the car, he decides to pull out a gun and start shooting at her feet. And this is not just a Megan and Tory thing. This is not just a celebrity thing. This happens in Blackistan all the time with regular everyday people. These niggas use violence to solve all of their problems. And then when they get locked up for it, they want to get mad at the so-called system. They want to get mad at Kamala Harris, who was just trying to protect black women and children from these violent men who were committing crimes against them. When they get locked up for doing the dumb shit that they do, all of a sudden it's the system, and they're putting a black man down, and black men are being there's just an injustice against black men, this, that, and the third. And this man sat in that video and said that if Megan hadn't have slept with Tory behind Kelsey's back, Tory wouldn't have taken out the gun and shoot her. But this reasoning is normal for him and for the rest of Blackistan. But anyone outside of Blackistan in any other community would be like, huh? What? You can't be serious. And understand that if Tory would have taken out his gun to shoot at another black man, likely they would have had empathy for that black man. So they have common sense when it comes to each other most of the time. But when it comes to women, especially black women, they feel that they have a right to harm you, abuse you, put your life in danger or worse, and they feel like that's a normal reaction. How can you say with your chest that Megan caused herself to be shot based off of an alleged love triangle or sex triangle, based off an argument? First of all, Megan was getting out of the car and walking away. She was trying to leave the situation and de-escalate it. But this nigga Tory Lanez, he has such a hard time controlling his temper that his response was to pull out his gun and shoot at her. Even though she's leaving the car to de-escalate the situation, to get away from the toxicity. And you want to tell me that she caused herself to be shot? So there's no accountability on him whatsoever. And y'all want to keep saying that Megan's story kept changing. That's just not true. I watched that first video where Megan finally admitted that Tory shot her. I watched that first video where she described what happened. She said that they were in the car. Niggas were arguing. She told them to let her out because they were close enough to the house that she was staying at. She gets out the car and walks away. And as she's walking away, this nigga shoots at her 4 to 5 times. And for a long time, Tory Lanez was in Instagram videos and in songs insinuating that Megan was never shot in the first place. Talking about her tendons weren't hit, her ligaments weren't hit. Talking about the police and whoever else never said anything about a shooting. So his first defense before the trial even came about was that Megan was never shot in the first place. And then once they were in court, because the medical report came out before they went to court, but let's talk about in court. In court, they had evidence from the surgeon himself showing that Megan Thee Stallion did have bullet fragments in both of her feet. So his own defense had to admit that this girl was shot. So it went from she wasn't shot at all to she was shot, but she was shot by Kelsey. And here's another inconsistency in his testimony, which he never testified in court, but these are the things that he was putting out there before the trial. They were accusing Kelsey of shooting Megan. And at the time, Tory Lanez didn't know that there were bullet fragments in Megan's foot. So he was still going with the narrative that she wasn't shot at all. So he was in the shade room refuting rumors that Kelsey shot Tory. That Kelsey shot Megan. Not because he was trying to protect her. It was because he didn't want people to think that she got shot at all. Tory didn't go in the shade room to refute those rumors about Kelsey to protect Kelsey. He went in the shade room and refuted those rumors to perpetuate the narrative that she was never shot in the first place. But once they could no longer deny that this girl was shot, that's when they tried to put the blame on Kelsey. And the thing about it is, they never really gave an explanation as to what happened that night. Tory never gave an explanation as to what happened that night because he would have incriminated himself. Because no other scenario made sense. When you have him for years, 2 years, saying that she was never shot in the first place, to now he got to admit that she was shot, but he done already. The prosecution would have tore him to shreds. So it went from Kelsey wasn't shot at all to just trying to manipulate the jury to believe that, okay, Megan was shot, but we're going to manipulate this evidence here to make it seem like it wasn't Tory. Which they bit their own selves in the foot. But I don't necessarily want to talk about the trial, but I just keep seeing things that these men in Blackistan keep saying. Their favorite thing to talk about is DNA. There was no DNA on the gun. That's a lie. Y'all were following these black blogs that were, I just don't understand. A lot of these blogs are ran by black women. Now, it was revealed 2 years ago when Megan admitted that Tory shot her, that Tory's team was already feeding the blogs misinformation about Megan. So it is possible that the blogs were paid to report on this trial in a certain way. But at this point, I feel like some of these blogs are well established and have enough money to where they don't even need to do that. It was just so heartbreaking to me to see so many women and so many blogs ran by women presenting this trial in a very biased manner that made Tory Lanez look better. Even if you didn't want to be biased for Megan, you could at least remain neutral. But there is this thing in Blackistan where Black men are just worshipped, no matter how degenerate they are, no matter how violent they are, no matter how abusive they are, no matter how much they lie, no matter how much they throw black women under the bus. There's this unspoken rule that black men in Blackistan have to be protected at all costs, even at the cost of black women and children. But if y'all would have looked at the statements from the people who were actually in the courtroom, they said verbatim that the DNA on the gun was inconclusive, meaning they could not confirm nor deny that his DNA was on the gun. That's the part the niggas always leave out. They keep saying his DNA was not on the gun. That's not what they said. They said that the DNA on the gun was inconclusive. Either too many people's DNA was on the gun, or there was some contamination with the DNA from the chlorine that they were in. I don't know. That's what some people are saying. But nevertheless, they never said his DNA was not on the gun. But that's the way the black blogs reported it. But the Nignogs never took the initiative to go really read the court documents to see what was happening, or the people from the court. But it was so obvious that this nigga was guilty. It was so obvious that the witnesses were being bribed or threatened. Obvious. Why would the prosecution call a witness who doesn't know anything? Kelsey got on the stand sounding like a damn fool. I don't know. I don't remember. I want to plead the fifth. And then they ended up playing the video, the full 80-minute audio of Kelsey giving a detailed description of the shooting that matched Megan's. This nigga was leaning over the window in the car shooting at that girl while she was walking away. I don't know who y'all think the jury is, but they are human beings. They're not robots. They're not programmed to erase certain things that they saw or heard out of their mind. Any person looking at this case who's outside of Blackistan, it was so fucking obvious that Tory was the shooter. The fact that he never even got on the stand to explain what happened that night. You had 3 other people at one point tell us exactly what happened that night. That they saw this nigga shoot at her 4 to 5 times. 3 different people said that at one point. Megan, Kelsey, and the witness. And I don't understand how y'all didn't believe that there wasn't a shooting in the first place when you had neighbors in that neighborhood who called the police on them. Megan never told the police on this man. The neighbors in that neighborhood heard that nigga shooting at her. Hence why they had fucking helicopters and cops all around them with their guns drawn. You think they're gonna do all of that if they didn't hear gunshots? But it's like black men and black women are bending over backwards to come up with any excuse as to why this man doesn't deserve to be in jail and why Megan is the villain in this story. And it's all types of excuses. One excuse is that this nigga apparently turned down a deal with Roc Nation, and now Roc Nation has set up this conspiracy to take him down. Even though this nigga does not have one top 10 hit. I mean, this nigga, it has no real political influence. There are plenty of artists who are independent right now. Plenty. And some of those artists actually have number 1 hits. And you want to tell me that Roc Nation was intimidated by the fact that this little midget was, I'm not going to say midget, forgive me. This little leprechaun, you want to tell me Roc Nation was intimidated by him? When Rihanna is signed to Roc Nation, the woman that turned herself into a fucking billionaire, you think they're going to miss out on something because Tory Lanez didn't join Roc Nation when they have Rihanna? But niggas are so, it don't even make sense, y'all. And then the other scenario is, okay, he shot her, but she caused him to shoot her. And yes, what he did was wrong, but now he's going to jail. Why are y'all acting like it's a bad thing that he's going to jail? That's what I'm trying to tell black women. If y'all don't see what's really going on, what Black Lives Matter really is, I don't know what to tell you. Black Lives Matter was never about protecting black people as a community. Has always been about defending, coddling, caping, and protecting black men. There was this woman who, she's a single mother, living in an apartment building, right? And there was a black man who lived in the same building as her. And this nigga, I don't know what he was on, but he decided to take his gun and shoot it through the walls into her apartment. She was in the kitchen with her children. And bullets were flying through her kitchen while she and her children were in there. Thank goodness they didn't get hit. But the police were called. And this nigga was still firing away. So the police took this man out to save that woman and those children. Do you know a whole squad of people came to that neighborhood to harass the police and harass that woman for killing that man who was recklessly shooting inside of her apartment with her children in there? That's when it sealed the deal for me that I knew what Black Lives Matter truly was about. It's not about injustice. It's not about protecting black people as a whole. It's about caping and coddling for black men, even if they are criminals, even if they are violent, even if they commit crimes against other people, even women and children. It's not about what we originally thought it was about. And while that woman was outside screaming, telling them that this man was trying to kill me and my kids, they were yelling at her, y'all, telling her at least she's still alive. She's alive because the police came and saved her. But y'all don't care. And she even asked them, she said, if this man was successful in killing me and my children, would y'all be out here? And the answer is fucking no. You know damn well they're not going to be out there. Black women and children are dying every day at the hands of these men. And you don't see any mass marches and any mass protests for them. This woman, Megan, was shot and could have been killed by this black man. And she is being shamed. She's being mocked. She's being harassed. She's being attacked because she had the audacity to tell the world that, yes, this man shot me after trying to stay quiet about it for months. Or however long she tried to stay quiet about it. She never pressed charges against this man. It took the white police to rescue Megan from that car and get her to a hospital so she can get some medical attention. It took the white DA who said, no, we're not going to let him get away with this. He committed a crime in our district. He committed a crime against you. He's not going to get away with this. Even if you don't want to press charges against him, even if the people in your own community don't want him to be held accountable, he's going to be held accountable on my watch and on the watch of the people in this district for him committing a crime in our neighborhood against a woman. We're not going to let that slide. It's so fucking sickening to know that it took the white man, who y'all told us for years was evil, it took them to seek justice for this woman and to protect this woman the way other people in the black community should have protected her. And you see how she's the villain now. Because this black man is in jail where he belongs. And what's so fucking crazy is this nigga has a history of violence. This nigga has a history for having a disregard for other human life. That little boy that he was parading around for props and for sympathy, he allegedly assaulted that little boy too and his mother. But y'all don't care. And I'm so disgusted with the black community, like as a collective. I'm disgusted. The next time one of these men gets violated by the police, I'm not marching. I'm not fighting for him. No, absolutely not. I can't say Black Lives Matter if Black Lives Matter don't matter for all black people. Like what? It's so disgusting to see how this shit panned out. And no matter how successful Megan gets, no matter how many awards she gets or Grammys or how much money she makes, this will never go away. She needs to leave Blackistan. In that video, the man said that the hood don't fuck with you anymore. And I'm saying, good. It's good that the hood don't fuck with you, because frankly, when you put yourself in Blackistan, you put yourself in a niche. You limit yourself. You limit your potential. The black community ain't only but 13% of the population. If you want to make it in this world, if you want to reach your full potential, you don't want the hood to fuck with you. The hood is not a good look. I know through the music videos and the music and the movies and the TV shows and even the books that we used to that black authors used to write, it was all glamorizing drugs, misogyny, violence, gun violence, colorism, all of the TV shows and the movies, most of them anyway, glamorized the toxicity in the black community. Movies like Baby Boy, shows like Power, novels that I used to read when I was a kid. I used to take my mom's books and I used to read those books, all written by black authors. In these books, the wealthy black family were always into drugs. The successful black family was always depicted as the drug dealers, as the protagonists in the story. Look at how so many black movies revolve around drugs and violence and misogyny and thug culture. And it's one thing to tell your own story, but they glamorize these criminals as the protagonists of the story. I can't even listen to old songs that I used to listen to before. Lil Wayne's music, like, yes, he's a genius with wordplay. He's a genius with rhyming. But if you listen to his lyrics, I can't even listen anymore. It's all about drugs, killing niggas, killing bitches, fuck niggas, kill niggas. All these men in the black community, in black entertainment, in hip hop, most of them anyway, they glamorize thug culture, drug culture, gun violence, and misogyny against women. And we just bumping they shit, listening to their music, not really understanding what we're listening to and what we're absorbing and what we're taking in. We looking at their music videos and it's all degrading women, it's all gun violence, it's all drugs, it's all black male worship. Women need to wake up. We need to wake up. You don't need the hood to fuck with you. As a matter of fact, it's good if the hood don't fuck with you. But just remember, there's a whole lot more world out there. And you can go further in life if you get yourself out of the niche of Blackistan. Not only would you go further in life, but you would be safer. You would be more protected. See, they brainwashed us. And when I say I mean black men and black mammies. They brainwashed us and indoctrinated us to make us believe that we would not be valued outside of the black community. Other races of people wouldn't love us or respect us or appreciate us, when that's just not true. Now, I'm not trying to say that other races are better. I'm not trying to say that you won't experience racism outside of in other communities, but look at how you're being treated in your own community, and how is that working out for you? You can't even get paid a really good salary for a movie. You can't even get paid what you're worth because you're choosing to only do black movies. You won't even try to expand your horizons to just to be loyal to a community that don't give a fuck about you. They only care about you when you're muling and caping and being a pick me for them. But if you're not doing any of those things, if you're not enabling them to abuse you, if you're not enabling them to commit crimes, if you're not enabling them to be toxic and degenerate, you become the enemy. And make it very clear that Even if they are tolerating you for the moment because you're acting as a guard dog for them, they still not gonna pick you. And if they do pick you, they're just gonna make you a baby mama. But that's it. You're never gonna get the love or respect or human decency that you deserve. But I want women to understand that you can thrive outside of Blackistan. So much safer, so much more respect, so much more happiness. And when I say divest out of Blackistan, I'm not saying chase the skin color. I'm not even talking strictly on romantic relationships. I'm talking about your mindset, the music you listen to, the people you hang around, even some of your family members, even the way some of y'all act and dress. Changing what you were taught to believe. Because like I said, we were indoctrinated and brainwashed to believe that the police were bad, to believe that all black men are victims, to believe that we're all hated by everybody. That's just not true. And just watching people bend over backwards to come up with different theories, to come up with different scenarios, to come up with different excuses, to put the blame on Megan and completely absolve this man of the horrendous crime that he committed. It's just saddening. It's hurtful. It's disgusting, but I shouldn't be surprised at all because, like I said, this happens to everyday women all the time. Not even just women, but little girls as well. A little girl can go to their mother and say that this black man did this to me, and the black mother will protect the black man that violated her daughter, but will condemn, punish, and degrade and shame the daughter. This happens all the time. You got girls going to college getting degrees and their moms don't do shit for them. Their moms don't put them on a pedestal, but their son can come home from doing a bid in jail and they got a whole barbecue celebration ready. I just don't get it. It's sick, and I refuse to. I just can't with this community. I just can't. I refuse to put myself in a position to where I'm going to be stuck in Blackistan forever. And like I said, it's not about chasing a skin color. It's about getting away from toxicity. It's not about leaving the arms of this person and going to the arms of somebody else. It's about choosing happiness and safety and peace for yourself, leaving this community and seeing the rest of the world and seeing how women are supposed to be treated. This shit in Blackistan is not fucking normal. It's not normal for you to be a ride or die. That's not normal. Like, why would you want to be with someone who gives you those options in the first place? Why would you want to be with someone who wants you to die for them? Why would you want that? Either figuratively or literally. Why would you want to be with someone who would want you to put your life on hold for 10 years while they're in jail? Why would you want to be with someone like that? And anyone who loves you wouldn't want that for you. They would do right outside of prison, do right for you and do right for themselves to give y'all a better life. He wouldn't be out here committing crimes and doing all types of shit to get him locked up to the point where now your life is on hold and your money is going to him and on his books. That's just not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal to beat on your kids. It's not normal for you to be beat as a child. That's not normal. I am not against discipline at all, but to hit your kids and beat your kids, that shit is not normal. It's normalized in Blackistan, and I know other communities do beat their kids as well, some of them, but we've normalized. I mean, a man just punched his daughter in the face, and it was reported on the Shade Room, and you had black women and men in there talking about she deserved it. But I guarantee you, if a man punch you in the face, you're going to want to press charges. Or you're going to want him to be held accountable. But y'all think it's normal for a grown man to punch a little girl in the face, whether she's his daughter or not? I can't with this community. I just can't. I just cannot. Like, and you even got grandmothers and mothers who are trying to sabotage their daughters and granddaughters. My own grandmother is like trying to pressure me to have a baby. When I come from a family of single mothers who struggled, single mothers who dealt with dusty, abusive black men who made our lives a living hell. Why would you want me to have a baby knowing that why do y'all encourage y'all daughters to have babies knowing they're not ready for them? When y'all see y'all daughters out there getting money, traveling, getting degrees, starting businesses, it seems like in the back of y'all mind, y'all be trying to sabotage them. Like y'all be trying to tell them to have a baby, or y'all give backhanded compliments, or y'all do like sneak disses to them, and just hoping for y'all kids' downfall, especially your daughters. Like, why would you encourage your unmarried daughter or granddaughter to have a baby? You should be encouraging her to continue to get money, continue to travel, continue to live her life, and know her worth, and live her best life. And if the right situation presents itself, and she's married and she's in a stable situation and her finances are good, then you encourage her to have a baby. But it seems like y'all want your daughters to have babies so that they can be single, struggling mothers like y'all were. Y'all get jealous of your own daughters. Y'all try to sabotage your own daughters. Y'all try to encourage your daughters to do shit that y'all know is going to sabotage them. But y'all sons who just got out of jail, it's like it's a celebration when they come home. It's like your daughter can come home from a 4-year college and the energy is just not the same for the son, the degenerate son, or the degenerate baby daddy that just did a bid and he's coming home. It's like he just got home from Iraq or something. Like he been fighting for our country or something. No, these niggas out here shooting, robbing, killing, raping, going to jail for 15 years, then coming home to a fucking celebration. What? Getting a place to live, getting a warm bed, good food, don't gotta work. It's just sick. I just hate this community so much. Like, I hate it. It's disgusting. And if Megan don't see what's going on here, if she don't divest from this community, she's gonna look like a fool. It's clear that half the niggas in her, because she's in the hip-hop industry that's dominated by black men already. Not only that, but you have other black women, black rappers in the industry like Nicki Minaj, who are rallying against her as well, who are wishing on her downfall as well. So it's like, I don't know. I think her approach needs to change. She can still be a rapper. She can still do rap music, but she needs to open herself up to other markets. She needs to change her style up a little bit. And another thing, black women, like, there's a way to be sexy in a classy way. And I just think that today women are just overdoing it. Women are just overdoing it, especially these new age girls. Like, don't get me wrong, sex has always been dominant in hip hop culture in the black community, especially in entertainment. But I feel like, and don't get me wrong, because, you know, Lil' Kim had her titties out, okay? So, you know, we didn't have YouTube and stuff like that when Kim was out, though, you know? So, not as many people were seeing it. But, Megan, when you go on, like, a national award show in front of all different types of cultures, and you and Cardi B on y'all knees in front of all those people with y'all ass out, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. When y'all are in music videos, and like I said, there's a way to be sexy in a classy way. I'm not saying you can't show no skin, but you gotta be very careful how you present yourself. Like, you should not be on your knees in every fucking music video. You should not be on all fours in every fucking music video, like you're a dog or something. Like, I'm not trying to slut shame her. I'm not trying to police her. But I'm just saying, Megan, you got to be careful how you present yourself. Not just Megan, but a lot of women, these, like, what? Like, and like I said, women have always been sexy in the music industry. But I just feel like this day, like, I don't know, like, it's just too much. Like, and switch it up a bit. Like, one video you sexy, the next video you're a little bit more sophisticated, you're a little bit more classy. But every fucking video you on your knees with your cheeks out, I just can't get with that. And I feel like if you can, if Megan wants to become better, because her last album, I think it debuted at only 60K, and that could have been due to a lot of things. She's probably being blackballed. Like I said, you had plenty of men in hip hop, black men in hip hop, who came out to trash Megan and mock her. So it's possible that she's being blackballed. But I think that, like I said, she's in the niche of Blackistan. She is not appealing for the most part. I mean, it's in the sales. Y'all can talk about other things, but it's in the sales. Her album only did 60K the first week. That's very low for somebody like Megan, who has 3 Grammys and, you know, all these endorsements and all these TV appearances. So 60K is not good for someone like her. And I feel like she can do better if she just kind of rebrands a little bit. Like, I'm not saying she can't be sexy. I'm just saying she needs to let the ghetto sexy go. Like, you can be classy sexy, but not ghetto sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be on all fours in every music video. I mean, it's just too much. Like, it's just too much sex. Like, it's just too much. Every video your titties out, every video your cheeks out. Like, every video though, nah, I'm not with it. And it's not just her. Like I said, it's sick. I mean, what video was that I saw of hers where her fucking vagina was out? Was it her video? Was it Megan's video? See, I can't even watch Megan's videos because they just make me uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if it was her or Cardi B, where now Cardi B was butt naked in one of her videos as well, but I mean, hold on. But I believe it was one of Megan's videos. I had to click off of it where her legs are open but her vagina is blurred out. I'm just like, girl, this ain't it. This is not it. And I think that's another reason why some people don't like Megan, because she's overly sexualized. And like I said, we've had sexy entertainers forever, but they just don't take it there that Megan takes it there. Some of them don't. And like I said, even if she wants to be sexy every now and then, you can do that. But every video, your pussy out, your titties out, your cheeks out, and you on your knees, girl, something got to give. But I'm rambling. Like I said, leaving Blackistan isn't just about believing certain relationships. It's also about leaving certain trends and aesthetics and behaviors that you do that appeals to the wrong type of people. You are attracting the worst of the worst when you present yourself like that. And you know, anyway, it's just sad, but I believe that if she rebrands herself, and it's not just for Megan, I just think we all need to divest from what we've been indoctrinated into, and we just need to choose better for ourselves. But I hope the best for Megan. I hope she rises above this. I hope she does better. I hope that she overcomes this. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm done.